Final check-in on obituaries presented by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation. It is Curtis & Son Funeral Home since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mrs. Judith Horton Piercy, age 76 of Sylacauga, died at her residence on May the 20th. Funeral service for Ms. Piercy is today at Curtis & Son North, beginning at 2 p.m. Dr. Heather Smith Walker will officiate the service. Burial at the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation was held last night. Mrs. Piercy was a member of the First Baptist Church of Sylacauga, retired from Coosa County Board of Education after 43 years of service. The family will receive flowers or donations can be made to the care house. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Shirley Edwards Meacham, age 71 of Sylacauga, died May 24th at her residence. Funeral service this morning at 11 o'clock from Curtis & Son North, with burial in the Shelvin Rock Cemetery. Visitation prior to the service at the North Chapel from 10 until 11 o'clock this morning. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing that service. Funeral service for Glenn McGalliard, age 69 of Sylacauga, is Saturday at 2 p.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Reverend Joe Camp officiating. Burial in the Second Baptist Church, Wagufka Second Baptist Church Cemetery. Mr. McGalliard died Tuesday, May 23rd at Goodwater Healthcare Center. Visitation Saturday, noon until 2 p.m. At the funeral home. Mr. McGalliard was a member of the Macedonia Baptist Church in Sylacauga and nicknamed Jack of All Trades. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Derek A. Kilo, age 35, is today from Community Funeral Home Chapel at noon. Pastor Theangelo Perkins will officiate. Mr. Kilo died May 18th at his residence in Harpersville. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing. Homegoing celebration for Mr. Johnny Albert Ashley, age 71, is today at 11 o'clock in Pleasant Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor Aubrey Butler officiating. Interment in the Pleasant Hill Church Cemetery. Mr. Ashley died May 23rd at his residence. Sunset Memorial Chapel, Childersburg, directing. Funeral service for Mr. James Fulmer, age 91 of Kellyton, is Saturday at 11 a.m. from Rehoboth United Methodist Church. Dr. R.D. Wood and Mrs. Peggy Ott officiating. Burial in the Union Baptist Church Cemetery. The family receiving friends Saturday from 10 until 10:45 at the church. Mr. Fulmer died Wednesday, May 24th at his residence. In lieu of flowers, a family request contribution to be made to the Rehoboth United Methodist Church in Equality. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Byron L. Franklin, age 34, is Saturday at noon from Community Funeral Home Chapel, with Pastor Maudine Franklin officiating. Visitation is today from 1 until 8 at the funeral home. After the service tomorrow, burial to follow in the Coosa Valley Baptist Church Cemetery of Vincent. Mr. Franklin died May 21st at East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home, directing. Joyce Odell Duke, age 97, died Thursday, May 25th. Visitation is Saturday at Talladega Funeral Home from noon until 2. Funeral service will follow in the chapel at Talladega Funeral Home at 2 p.m. The Reverend Donnie Thompson officiating. interment in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Mrs. Duke was a member of the Mount Olive Baptist Church. Online condolences at Talladega Funeral Home Inc.com. Talladega Funeral Home directing that service. That is a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need, funerals, burials, or cremations, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361. Since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.